Hi, we're the Brights coming to you live from our studio kitchen on Sunday evening.
Yep.
That's it?
That's it.
So we weren't sure we were going to get on today because we just got back from the beach and we were really tired. Actually, I wasn't that tired because I think we relaxed, but it was... we just weren't in our regular mode. Weren't in our church mode where we were coming from, like normally on Sunday.
So it's not like, hey, let's make a video now.
Yeah, I unpacked everything. We unpacked everything, washed everything, got everything ready for our next trip. And I said, Richard, we need to make a video. And he's like, okay. He's always game to do stuff. I'm never the one that wants to do stuff on the spur of the moment. But I did it, and so we're on. So we were going to just talk a little bit about having fun in marriage. Look, I still have my sunglasses on, This is like holding my hair together right now from the beach.
Mine too.
It's clean at least. So we went to the beach this weekend because we had a gig on Saturday in Rockport, Texas called Blue Jeans and Backpacks.
Yep. And
that was a really different kind of a event for us. Normally we just do marriage events, so it was a lot of fun. People were really friendly and sweet. And
I can't get over how amazing the water was too. Just absolute. When you see Galveston all the time and you just get used to seeing Galveston and Galveston and Galveston, and then you actually see real water that is just beautiful. Not dogging Galveston, but man, Rockport, it was just emerald green.
It was really nice. So if you guys are from Texas, you know what we're talking about. We go to Galveston all the time, or Freeport, but that's not a real beach. Rockport was a real beach. And then we got to go to Port Aransas. Is that Port Aransas?
Yeah.
Port Aransas.
We went to Port A.
Yeah.
So it was awesome. Val's.
Yep. So it was really great. So we just thought about how we got a chance to get away and have a good time with each other, and just kind of, we had some chill time. We had some fun with our friends. We did some shoulder to shoulder stuff, and so we thought, you know what, we need to talk about that. We need to talk about having fun in marriage, and what, a lot of people we know get so busy and tied up with kids and life and careers that they're not having a lot of fun, and they're not intentionally having fun in marriage.
And how important it is for us to be able to do stuff together and enjoy each other's company, because once the kids are gone, then it's just you and I anyways, you know?
So I was trying to pull up the iPad so I could actually see the questions, because that's always hard to see them on the iPhone. And our phone's about to die, so it will be a short video. Everybody said amen. Yay. So we were just talking about like when we first got together and we didn't have any money, and because a lot of times people will tell us, well, we're a young couple or we have kids and we don't have the finances to go out and have a good time. And just know that that's just a season. It can change. Ours changed over time. But I can remember some of the most fun times that we had was when we didn't have.
We had to be creative.
Money. Yes, we had to be creative. And the kids were little. So our oldest, so if y'all don't know us, our oldest, my daughter was 17 when I met Richard. His kids were 5 and 7 when we met. And so my daughter was just going off to college. But then all of a sudden, I was starting all over again. We inherited these kids, and we didn't have a lot of money because we both had just gotten divorced. And so now we're together, and we've got to entertain these children. At first, we only had them on the weekends, so we had to entertain the children. And so we would do fun stuff, like we would go to did they still have dollar movies? Do they still have 99? Like, it was the dollar.
We haven't even been how come we haven't been to the movies in a while?
We haven't been to regular movies.
Or to any plays or anything? We haven't
done that in a while, but
we just travel now.
We've been to the dollar, I mean, we used to go to the dollar movie. Okay, this is just telling. We would pop popcorn, because you could go.
Big purse.
You get my big purse. And we would pop popcorn before we left, and then we'd line it with some plastic or whatever, put some foil and some paper thing, and we would sneak it into the movies with our popcorn. We'd get some jujubes or dollars or whatever.
Jujubes.
We never even ate jujubes.
I've never even seen jujubes.
Because jujubes just sound funny to me.
No.
But I like Reese's Pieces and popcorn. That's my thing.
They used to be sugar babies. Remember those?
Yeah.
Was that what they were called?
Yeah.
Those used to be my favorite.
Of course. We like everything opposite when it comes to food, candy, anything.
Money,
music,
styles, cars, life, clothes.
So, but jujubes just sounds funny to me. But we would get the 99-cent candy, and we would take the kids to the movies. We would sneak in the popcorn. I know it's not Christian, I know, whatever, but we would do it. We would sneak in the popcorn because that's the only way we could have a good time. Go to the dollar movies and sneak in our stuff. Did anybody else do that, or just us?
Just us.
Just us. And the other thing we would do when we didn't have money to take the kids is that we would get Groupons, and I don't know if they still do this for hotels, but we would get a Groupon, and it would be like $69 for a hotel. And we might not necessarily go on a weekend because that's when they were busy, but maybe during the week or whenever the Groupon was. And we would put the kids in the car. We'd make sandwiches, right? We'd have a little cooler with our stuff in it. we'd make the stuff for the kids. We would put board games. We'd take blankets so we could make forts, and we'd always get like the room that had the 2 full-size beds, so we could put the blankets across and make forts. And we'd drive the kids around for like an hour.
The mystery surprise, which was the 610 loop.
And they didn't know, so we would drive around, and we would, if you do it at night, right when it got dark, drive them around for like an hour or so, and they were like, "Are we there yet?"
I think that's
almost
like twice around the loop. It'd take you about an hour.
And we'd go to the hotel and stay in the hotel. And the kids, when you ask them now that the youngest ones are 21 and 23, some of their best vacations were at those hotels, motels, whatever. Some of them are pretty good at decent hotels. They had pools and stuff, so they got a swimming pool, they got board games, they got to make forts. They thought it was a great vacation.
Absolutely.
They didn't know.
I remember we had fun.
We did. And then there were times when Richard and I would just want to go on our own date, and we would just pack up a little picnic, take our boombox, and go to the local park and just kind of hang out. Back then it was partying days, so sometimes Richard, you'd be partying, I'd be mad, and we'd go, but we'd still go, right?
Yeah.
Like, we'd still do it. I don't know why I told y'all that, but y'all know our life from before. And because you're not really talking, so I feel like I'm just filling in this.
No, go ahead. You're doing fine. You're talking about when we were dating and stuff.
I know. So what else? Good. What else did we do? So I don't want to talk about just with family stuff, but just with dating stuff.
Why don't we talk about this past weekend?
Okay. You tell.
All right. Well, yesterday we were going to go fishing. Last night Sherry got us a place in Rockport that was literally right on the bay. So they had a gazebo and a small pier that you could go out and fish right next to the channel, like in deep water. So we were able to fish anytime we wanted to. So of course I got there and I'm like, well,
Friday afternoon he was
right. Like, I'm gonna fish. So I went and I must have thrown 100 times. Didn't really catch anything, but had a lot of fun. But I wanted her to go. So, but it was getting late and we had to wake up the next morning because our event was Saturday morning. But then after that, she said, "Hey, let's go fishing." So by the time we got back, we went to go see Wes and Val, some friends of ours. Went over to Port A, rode the ferry across, and it's been so long since I've been to Corpus. I forgot that the ferry ride, it's like 5 minutes. I mean, you could almost
you had to wait like an hour to get on it.
From Aransas Pass to Port A. I mean, you could almost throw a rock. It's that close. It's not like the Houston Channel.
But it was fun because we just kind of hung out in the car. We had the music going. We had the windows down. We were on the ferry.
We were getting Starbucks.
Yeah, we got Starbucks, and we went to our friends that
are
getting a new house. I mean, they just bought some property in Port Aransas, so we got free go-kart rides. They took us to lunch. We got to hang out with them. It wasn't an expensive afternoon. It was just a fun being outside afternoon. So then when we got back last night, we went to go fishing, but the water was super choppy. And
we were tired. All of a sudden it just came upon us, and I'm like, man, my eyes are really tired. I looked over at Sherry, and she's like, yeah, let's go.
And I knew he wanted to go, so I'm like, I'm going.
So she was going to go. She was going to be a trooper and just storm through it. And I looked at her and I said, hey, you know what? Why don't we just go to eat, and then we'll get up in the morning and go. And I wasn't going to make her get up in the morning and go. I was just going to go out there and throw again this morning. And all of a sudden, she jumps out of bed.
This morning, I'm like, let's go.
No, she didn't say that. She just got out of bed and went in and started getting dressed and everything. And then she came out. And you were like, oh, I'm just going to put this stuff up. And I was like, oh, okay. And next thing I know, she's all dressed. I go, what are you doing? And she goes, you said we were going to go fishing. Let's go. So I go, all right. And so we jumped up and went fishing.
Okay, y'all. So I don't go anywhere. But all I had on was lipstick and some sunglasses. And people were making fun of my pictures because they said that I was in a skirt going fishing. But to me, it was super casual because it had elastic waistband. Like, it was like and I had a bathing suit on underneath.
That's how she fishes.
What do you want from me? It's like,
it should be called glam fishing.
It wasn't even glamorous. It was horrible.
She went glishing.
People, I guess you're supposed to wear
I can't complain. She caught the fish. I didn't even catch any fish. So.
Yes. And so I put a story on Facebook that said that my mother was wrong, that there apparently is only one fish in the sea.
It's all we caught.
Because that's all we got.
I lost mine,
got one.
But that's all right.
But we had fun, y'all. And so the whole point of this was to get up, to go into your husband's world sometimes, for him to come into my world sometimes. It's not the thing that I go, wow, I'm going to get. But you know what? I always have fun. And I'm glad we got to do it together. And we got coffee and we got to hang out. And we talk a lot. Like, men are different than women. Like, women get together and we just chit chat. We tell all our stuff, and it doesn't matter what we're doing or where we are. We tell each other. Men are different when
y'all could be giving babies, having birth, push, and then he came in late, but I had dinner ready already.
And So it's different though, guys. You think about them, how guys are about having fun. Like they go out and whenever they're talking or with each other, they go and do shoulder to shoulder stuff. Richard can go fishing with the guys
get deep.
for 48 hours.
Unless we're in waist deep water. That's about the deepest we get.
But he'll go fishing for, like with his buddies, come home and I'll ask him all these questions about, well, how's Wes doing? Or how's Alejandro doing? How's your friend? What's going on? Or how's their marriage? How's this? How's his job? I don't know. Well, the kids, they were having some problem with so-and-so back. Oh, I don't know. We didn't talk about that. I'm like, you spent 48 hours with them. But it's just different. So men like that shared activity. But I found that Richard really will open up whenever we have that shared activity, because then he feels, I guess, respected, and like I came into his world and did something that he wanted to do.
I was really excited until it got hot. And then it got hot and sweaty out there, and I was even done at that point. There was no breeze.
But when Richard and I travel sometimes for our comedy and for marriage speaking, and so what we try to do, especially now that the kids are older, is that like this weekend, we had just had an event Saturday morning. We could have easily driven up there 2.5 hours, gone to the event and come home and just gone back to our regular life. But we said, you know what, we're going to go. They're paying for a room for one night. We added an extra room ourselves. We made it a point to go and have a good time, to hang out together, to do something. And so we try to do that a lot whenever we go when we go and speak. And sometimes we'll go shopping at the little boutiques, the little stores in the little towns, and Richard will just go with me, and he hangs out with me. And it's not the most favorite thing that he likes to do, but he always goes with me, and he never complains. But it didn't always used to be that way. We used to never do stuff like that. But over the years, we found that that's just stuff that connects us, and it's important to me, so it's become important to him. And we don't want to just always be going out to dinner.
And there are times that we can grow and we can learn in these type of environments, because like there was a place called the Butter Churn that we didn't get to go eat at because we went with Wes and Val yesterday, and it's a buffet, so we weren't able to go.
Let's tell the whole story.
And I told her, I said, hey, we'll just go tomorrow.
Let's tell the whole story.
All right, tell the whole story.
Tell the real story.
That is the real story.
No, so this is what happened. So Saturday morning, because guys only hear these little bit, y'all. Is it just us? But Saturday, we go to this event and we ask the people, what's a good place to eat around here, whatever. Oh, you have to go to Butter Churn.
Where'd y'all eat? And we go, we went here. We were going to go here, but we needed this. And so we went, you should have went to the Butter Churn. Yeah, the Butter Churn. Should have gone. And
everybody's saying it. And so we were like, awesome. And I heard the Butter Churn is home-style cooking. And I was like, wow, home-style. That must mean like you sit at that big table and everybody shares.
Look,
and you
I get to have chicken fried steak and mashed potatoes and gravy. Of course I'm going to want to go.
But Richard heard buffet. So he heard it was a buffet.
I want to go twice.
I don't think it was a buffet. I only heard.
I don't know, but I still want to go.
I only heard home-style cooking. So he told me we were going to go do it. And then he said, well, we can't do it today. We have to meet so-and-so. I'll take you there tomorrow. I was like, okay. So y'all, I got up at 6 o'clock this morning. We went out to go fishing. I didn't eat anything because I knew I was about to save my calories for the home style, big old mashed potatoes and gravy and chicken fried steak I was going to eat. In the meantime, he's already eaten sausage and cheese. Croissant thing that they had.
Good.
He had a muffin. He had 2 coffees, and when we got back to the room, he ate a sandwich.
I wasn't hungry.
All I'm thinking about is I'm gonna go eat this home style cooking. I'm still thinking we're going. So we pull out. We're about to leave. We're getting on the main highway, and I go, okay. So the Butter Churn place is like 10 miles that way.
I said, "Do you want some Starbucks?" And she goes, "Yeah, there's one by." And I found one. I'm like, "Let's go." So I thought she wanted coffee.
And so I said, the Butter Churn is 10 miles that way. And you know what he said? I ain't driving 10 miles out of the way. We got to go home. Ooh, phone's about to go. He said, I'm not going to drive 10 miles out of the way. So what I heard was, you're not worth going 10 miles out of the way to go eat the country style food at the Butter Churn.
That's what I was saying.
So we had an argument on the way home.
I didn't want to drive 10 miles out of the way to drive 10 miles all the way back.
So anyway, but you know what? There was a time we would have been screaming at each other, mad, not talk to each other, but I got upset, he got upset. We talked about it, but within a few minutes we were able to say, you know what, going forward, how can we be different? Like, how can we change this? And he said, well, maybe if you had said, well, you would even drive 10 miles for me? And I thought, okay, maybe I should have said it that way, because I just thought, well, no, you were ready to go home. So anyway, we got in this big, not even a big, but just a thing, but able to talk about it now.
And it hurt my feelings because she said I couldn't bring it up to you until we were 20 miles out of the city so that you wouldn't turn around and go back there and be angry and eat.
Doesn't it sometimes happen?
I've done that before. I used to do that. And I said, but man, I like to think that I've grown. So man, let's give each other the chance to grow through this.
Because I said what would happen is if I said,
well, we didn't get to about it, if we didn't. Go ahead.
Y'all like, we're doing this right in front of y'all.
No, what I'm saying is, and if we don't talk about it, we're not going to be able to resolve anything.
Right. But what I was saying is, what I told him is, and I know ladies, we deal with this, and it might be opposite. Maybe men deal with it with their wives, but if I had said right then, well,
if you would have said,
please, let's go eat.
Want to go
please,
eat.
I really want to go eat there. He'd have been like, you know what, that's fine, and he'd have gotten angry, and he'd have just driven over there just to prove a point. And so he's like, that's how I used to be. It's not how I am now, but. Sometimes he is. So we were able to talk about that. And he said, I don't want to be like that. And I said, I appreciate that. So we were able to talk.
I wasn't hangry at the time.
I was super hangry.
She was super hangry.
And he goes, and then so he turned it and he said, well, the reason that you didn't want to go is because you don't like buffets anyway. So I don't even think you really wanted to go. So I don't even know why you're making this big deal. And I go, wait, what? How did they just get turned around on me to have something about a buffet? Because all I heard was home-style cooking.
So everybody get out and travel together. Go. See, there you go.
There you go. And you can go have a fun weekend and still get into it, and still it's okay, and still get home and make a marriage video.
And that's why we wanted to do the video, just to show you that, hey, we went out, we had a good time. I don't want you guys to think that, man, we're just always on cloud nine, and we never argue, we never have a disagreement.
It was until on the way home.
But no, we grow, and there's a time that, man, we've got to be able to talk through these things, because I don't want to be those things that she thinks I am. I wanted to hear, baby, you wouldn't go eat that, you wouldn't even drive 10 miles for me, because I wasn't in that frame of mind. At that point in time, I'm like, time to get home. Car's loaded, we got stuff iced down, time to go home.
And I couldn't think of anything else. I was doing that thing that we tell people all the time not to do, that we know from every marriage book, and that is, he can't read my mind. But I wanted him to read my mind. I wanted him to, not so much read my mind, but I wanted him to say, I wanted it to be something that he just was like, you know what, baby, I'm taking you there because I've had such a good weekend, and I know, I just can't wait to take you there after you went fishing with me and got up early. And
I didn't even think about it.
And so that's why I told him, I said, I appreciate that you want me to tell you, hey, babe, that'd be so nice, but also I want you to think of it on your own and to say, you know what? So
I have to remember when she's asking all these questions and that, man, I gotta read the code. Like, okay, I fill in the code. There's something missing in here, and time to start talking and figuring it out.
So people that aren't married are gonna be like, they're like, why do I want to get married again? Because it's awesome. Yes, it is awesome, and we had a really good weekend. And so, some more fun things that you can do that we have done over the years is. Look for Groupons. I don't know if there's Groupons everywhere, but just look for different things online that you can find different promos. That's sometimes the most fun, not just because of the money situation, whether you have money or not, but sometimes it will give you ideas of something that you might have never tried before, but now it's cheap.
We used to go to eat, and I would order my food, and she would order her food every time. And she goes, why don't we share something? And I'm like, I'm not sharing anything. And this went on for a good year or two.
Years.
And then finally she goes, well, when you order fajitas, you just eat the meat. And there's beans and there's rice and there's veggies and all, and I'm like, I just want the meat. And she goes, no, let's eat it. She goes, just try it one time.
All of us
just
together,
try it.
We can make all this, and we have stuff to take home.
We thought about it year after year after year after year, and then she said, baby, if we just try it, we'd be able to go out and eat more often than we do now.
Because we're spending half the money.
And instantly, I saw that. I'm like, wait a minute. Well, that makes sense. Instead of just coming out Monday night, we can come out Monday and Wednesday. Mm-hmm. So, okay, let's share. Mm-hmm. So it made sense.
We do share a lot now.
But it's the way you approach it. Because she was saying, let's share. And I didn't want to do that. And I don't know why. Because I had this thing about food. I didn't want to share. But when she said, but if we share, we'll have more money. We can go out. Well, man, all of a sudden, that makes sense. I don't eat that much,
and so to me, I usually try to get a kid's meal when I go somewhere, even if it's a restaurant, like a regular restaurant, because I just don't eat that much in a meal.
So are you saying change your approach?
So okay, we have a big light thing coming.
Change your approach.
So I had change our approach, but I didn't know that was changing our approach. You told me that afterwards, but I'm glad now we can go out to dinner twice as much. So different things. So we've taken sushi classes together. Y'all know we talked about before. We went and took a comedy class like 9 or 10 years ago. We've taken improv classes, and we got Groupons like buy one get one free.
I'm going to take another mind reading class.
Our oldest daughter is always going on an adventure. I mean, she'll go, I'm like, there's canoeing in Houston, and she's like, oh yeah, I got a coupon. I went down the
I went down and got a Spirit ticket to fly to Washington for $17.
Like,
what?
So, and she's always going on a trip. She just went to Rome. They just got back from Rome. Now she's going to Thailand, like in September or something. And they go and they get the cheapest tickets, but they're always looking for really good deals. They go on a dime. They have a lot of fun. I am way too much of a diva to go stay in some like hostels or whatever. And I saw that movie Hostel, so I'm not doing it. But there are fun things that you can do and ways that you can go have a good time. And so one of the things we also said is, we try to always like have a date night once a week. Go out once a week with your spouse, and if you don't have the money to go out once a week, maybe you just say, "Hey kids, mom and dad are going to have this is our date night. We're going to lock y'all out of here, and unless you're on fire," that's what we used to tell our kids. Unless we're on fire, don't bug us. Maybe get other parents that you can do like a co-op with babysitting, so you can take turns. Get into a life group at your church where you meet other couples, and maybe you guys do some more fun stuff where you can go out. It just depends on the season.
And y'all are like, no, we don't go to church. Oh yeah, we'll go to church, take the kids to daycare, and then go out.
Stop telling people that. That's totally.
Hey, well that works.
We did. We saw
that'll get you going into church. You're like, hey, church is pretty good.
Yeah, dropping your kids off and then they go on a date night.
I wish we'd have thought of that. We never did that.
Never thought of
that. We were
actually at church.
Yeah.
The other thing I was going to say is, so once a week, go on a date. Once a month, celebrate something. So usually there's a birthday, an anniversary, there's Christmas, Thanksgiving. Friends have birthdays. I mean, we have celebrations all the time, whether it's one of our kids or someone that, we just always try to do a celebration. And then twice a year, really try to plan a getaway with each other. If you can go on a vacation, great, or maybe even just a weekend getaway.
I know couples that have been married 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years and haven't been on a vacation.
Right.
And
we have someone 16 years.
It's just not healthy. It's not healthy for your relationship.
No, you got to try to get away. And what else was I going to say? Because I wrote down a couple of things I didn't want to forget. I said all that about having fun. Damn it, dadgum, there was something. Well, anyway, they said once a week and have that. Oh, I know. It was when Richard and I met each other. How we had fun was partying. Okay, so we started partying. We had to change how we have fun. So it was really hard for us to kind of regroup and go, okay, what are we going to do? This is how we fell in love, was hanging out and partying with all these party friends. Now we have new friends. We got to do different things. So it was a real challenge for us. But you know what? It's been really fun discovering that over the years, the different things that because we're super opposite.
It wasn't a cakewalk. I just want y'all to know that it wasn't like, hey, we're not going to drink anymore, or we're not going to do drugs anymore. We're going to have a healthy lifestyle. Okay, when do we start? Tonight. Okay, perfect. It didn't go down like that. I mean, there were years of contention, anger, frustration, disappointment, chaos as we were working through this process.
Yeah.
But we saw the light in our marriage was getting better. Even though we were still in it, it was better than it was the year before, or the year before that, or a lifetime before that. Mm-hmm. So we knew we were at the right place. It just wasn't as easy as we thought it was going to be. And
there were times that we'd go to church and then we'd go to the marriage class and they would tell us, go on a date night once a week. And we couldn't stand each other. Like, we were like, we couldn't even agree on where we were going to go eat. And then we wouldn't even talk to each other throughout the whole dinner. So we had to press in, and we had to change some stuff. We had to start praying together. We started going to church. We started making our marriage our priority, and not just going to dinner and going home eating. And you know how that can be. You can just go, you eat, you say a couple words, and you watch those couples all the time. Do something different that you've never done before. You've got to think outside the box. Find new friends. Do some fun stuff.
That's right.
Have fun in marriage. It's
so man, let's look at the good stuff our spouse is doing, all right? And encourage them to continue to keep doing the good stuff. And then all of a sudden, we'll stop looking at all the negative, because it's easy to pick out the negative. So let's pick out all the good. Let's acknowledge the good, and let's do that this week. Let's just find the good. Let's date this week. Let's just date our spouse this week. Go out at least once, and even if it's at home, do something at home. Have dinner together. No screens where you're just talking one-to-one, and just love each other and congratulate each other that y'all have made it this far. And there are no doors and windows in this marriage. Man, we're going to work through all of our issues. Yeah, and so this is August the 4th, right? 2019. Yes. So there's two things coming up this month that we want to tell you all about. So there's the Love Wins Conference, which is August 15th and 16th, or 16th, 17th. It's not this weekend coming up, the following weekend. We'll put it on our Facebook page. We're going to be speaking. We're going to be doing comedy Friday night, and then we're going to be doing some stuff Pastor Juan on Saturday with Juan Get Rap Church does an amazing, fantastic job. Y'all are going to have so much fun, and it's going to be so informative, and it's also going to be a lot of fun. Yeah. So we're going to get to dance and have a good time. There's a prom Friday night, so it's a whole big thing. But you can go to a hotel here in Houston. So Friday night with Juan and Ruthie Martinez at Get Rap Church in Humble, Texas. We're going to have that fun night on Friday, and then actual marriage
sessions on
But
Saturday.
it's going to be at a hotel. It's not going to be at the church.
Right. And then 3 weeks from now, we're doing the Spark Conference at Lakewood Church in Houston, Texas. You can still get tickets. I think it's $35 a couple. And so Friday night, Michael Jr.'s some comedy. There's going to be a few speakers on Friday night and Saturday. Richard and I are going to do a little comedy Saturday morning. And there's going to be world-renowned marriage speakers that are going to be there at that conference.
Usually they'll get one person at a conference like this. We're going to have 5 or 6 people at this conference. Just everybody, just marriage, the best of the best. So, I mean, this is going to be a fantastic opportunity.
Invest in your marriage.
Absolutely. You got to.
And that'll be fun, too. Even though it's a marriage conference, we always, all the ones that we're a part of, we always try to tie in some fun and comedy.
You will learn something, I promise,
have a
that
good time.
you don't know and you're not practicing right now.
And if you have a church or a date night coming up that you want us to come to, send us a message. We'd love to do that.
We'll be there.
And if you guys have some fun ideas about how to date and your spouse and have a good time, put them in the comments right here, and then that way you can share it with the other people.
So peace
out.
Peace
Deuce. Out.
Love y'all. Praying for you. Thank you for tuning in. Please like this.
Bye. And share our videos. Forgot.